Right, so welcome back to another video on this channel. Today we have a match review for Tottenham Hotspur 2, Manchester City 0 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium this Saturday 5:30 kickoff. And yeah, we're back once again with the match reviews after the long and just dreary international break, which has of course gone now and won't be coming back till March, which is obviously great. And a massive statement of intent for Tottenham in their bid to win the Premier League title this year, and Manchester City just not really looking the same like they used to be in 17-18 and 18-19, but we will get into that. But before we do get into that, I just want to quickly ask you guys to subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are looking to hit 750 subscribers as soon as we possibly can, so yeah, any subscription you guys do make would help us out massively on the way to achieving that goal. Also make sure to leave a like on the video as well. We are looking to hit 10 to 15 likes on this video. That'd be massively appreciated. And let's get into analysing Tottenham 2, Manchester City 0. So we go back on SofaScore finally after a long international break, but nevertheless Spurs 2, Manchester City 0. As I said at the start of this video, a massive statement of intent for Tottenham if they are to win the Premier League this season. And for any of you guys that did see my game week 9 Premier League predictions for this weekend, I did think it would be a 2-2 draw, simply because I thought City, you know, they just need the points just as much as Spurs do if they're going to win the title this season. But in the end, they just don't have the same bite, they don't have the same conviction, they don't have the same desire, they don't have the same creativity. I could go on forever with things that are just lacking from this City side that weren't a few years ago when they were actually the dominant team that everybody wanted to not play against. And yeah, it's just a really weird situation for City to be in because, yeah, as I said, they're just not the same team as they used to be. I don't really know what's missing from them because they have spent the most money out of any Premier League team on their current squad. I mean, I think they have the most expensive squad, bar none, in the Premier League by an absolute country mile, so it just goes to show that money really can't buy you success if you don't use it right. On the flip side though, I mean, Tottenham were absolutely brilliant. If you look at the stats here, I mean, obviously they were dominated in terms of the stats, but obviously that's the way Jose Mourinho does operate. I mean, City with 67% possession compared to Spurs' 33%, 22 shots to 4, 5 shots on target to 2. I mean, it's just absolute domination from City. But I have to say, Spurs really did catch City on the break very well, and that's what I mean about City. I mean, they can have all the shots in the world, have all the possession in the world, but they really just don't go anywhere with it most of the time, like unlike what they used to. And Spurs countered them twice and obviously got the reward with 2 goals from Heung-min Son and Giovanni Lo Celso, who scored after literally just a minute after being off the bench, which is absolutely mental, but yeah. And the perfect performance overall from Jose Mourinho Spurs. And if we get into the Spurs team, I mean, first of all, this man, the world-class player in this team, and that is Harry Kane. I mean, an absolutely unbelievable performance from him once again. Question marks were asked whether he'd actually be able to fit into this Spurs style of play under Jose Mourinho, but I'm pretty sure he is, you know, completely going against any of the critics. I mean, look at that, 90 minutes played, 1 assist, and even when he's not scoring, he is creating, and that's what I really like about Harry Kane. I think he's probably the best striker in the world at this moment in time overall. He's incredibly complete, as I said. Not only will he score goals, but he'll also make goals, and I think I saw a stat like something like he's got 20 plus like goals and assists in his last 14 games or something, which is just absolutely ridiculous. Obviously this man as well, Heung-min Son, who did get the first goal after 4 minutes. I have to say, a really poor display from Ederson. I mean, I'm going to go on to him now. I mean, I really think he could have done better for both the goals, but overall Spurs did deserve the win. And Son obviously played his part, not much, alongside this guy Tanguy Ndombele, who had another very good game today and is really starting to show the potential that obviously Spurs bought him for. He did get the assist for Son's goal, a brilliant ball over the top. I mean, in my opinion, it was poor defending from Aymeric Laporte, and obviously he wasn't aware of the danger in behind him, but even still you have to make that pass, because if that pass wasn't made, that goal probably wouldn't have been scored. So Ndombele with another good performance, and obviously there was never question marks over his ability. It was whether just firstly that he'd be able to adapt to the English Premier League, and second of all his effort levels, which he's definitely improved on, and that is why he's doing so well in the Spurs team. And Spurs as well, I mean, we can make as much criticism about City's creativity as we want, as I've done at the start of this video, and will continue to do so in this video, but at the same time I thought Spurs were very solid defensively. I mean, Eric Dyer and Toby Alderweireld together. I know Alderweireld went off injured with like 10 minutes to go, but the two of them were just commanding as ever at centre-back. They were both physical, they were both brilliant readers of the game overall, and overall just gave City absolutely no hope whatsoever going forward. Another player I really want to single out as well is this man, Hugo Laurice. I mean, he didn't have much to do. He had 5 saves to make, but none of them were really absolutely unbelievable saves, but I just want to, you know, pinpoint him as a standout performer in this game. Not only in this game, but overall, I think he's one of the most underrated goalkeepers, if not the most underrated goalkeeper in the Premier League. I mean, he's an absolutely fantastic shot stopper. There was a lot of question marks about his, you know, his record with mistakes, but overall he's cut the mistakes out of his game for the most part, and I think he just really deserves the credit that he doesn't really get at the moment. And Sergio Aurier as well was very good at right back. I mean, there was an instance where he did very well to deny Ferran Torres a corner, I think it was around the 60th or 70th minute. But overall, another performance from him that is actually very good, and obviously the competition that Matt Doherty has brought for him. Obviously Doherty missed the game through coronavirus, but I think the competition that Doherty has provided Aurier has made him a better player this season so far. I mean, if we look at City, Ederson of course 5.8 rating, Kevin De Bruyne was probably their best player, the only one that actually looked like he was trying to be creative in the whole game, and that is one of the main reasons why I think City are struggling in the creativity department, because obviously missing David Silva means that there's going to be a lot more emphasis on Kevin De Bruyne to create goals for City. And one thing I have learned over the last year or so is that you cannot rely on one player to carry a team. Like for example, Jack Grealish pitch this season. He's not being relied on as heavily because they have the likes of, Ross Barkley, Ollie Watkins alongside him. And don't get me wrong, City have world-class players alongside Kevin De Bruyne, but there's no real player like David Silva alongside De Bruyne to, take the pressure off him and be that creative guy when De Bruyne isn't quite honest. And I was just thinking at the end of the match as well, I mean, City have conceded obviously 2 goals to Tottenham today, but they have a defence I think worth around £280 million, if not more than that. I mean, on paper, if you look at it, I mean, Ederson, Walker, Diaz, Laporte, Cancelo, that is a very, very solid back 5, but I just don't think they're as organised as they used to be, and if you spend that much money on the defence, you really should be getting results from them, which they aren't really doing at the moment. But yeah, that win does of course move Tottenham above Chelsea into first place, and of course Spurs do play Chelsea at Stamford Bridge next Sunday, which is going to be an absolutely massive game, because whoever wins this game, if there is of course a winner, will be probably the front runners for the title if Liverpool, drop off with the injuries they have had recently. And yeah, Mourinho versus Lampard, could we potentially see a Mourinho versus Lampard title race? I mean, that would make for absolutely incredible TV, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, it just goes to show how open the Premier League is this season. I mean, nobody would have expected after 9 games that Chelsea and Tottenham would be the 2 front runners for the Premier League title, so it just goes to show how unpredictable the Premier League has been so far this season. But back onto the actual game itself, I actually was pretty surprised that City were so lacking in creativity, because if I'm being perfectly honest, before the game I was really impressed with Pep Guardiola's team selection, because of course he didn't play the pivot of Rodri and Gundogan, which he does play, which is kind of, a conservative outlook on the game, and I thought that he finally took the pedals off the bike with playing De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva in that midfield just ahead of Rodri. But they actually look more creative with those 2 defensive midfielders rather than the 2 attacking midfielders, which is just absolutely mind-blowing, but somehow it's happened. But yeah, where to go from City's point of view, who knows, but yeah, Spurs definitely looking really sharp, looking like the probably most on-form team in the Premier League right now, and I'm really not looking forward to playing them next Sunday as a Chelsea fan, but who knows, we could pull one in the bag. But yeah, that's where we're going to end this video, so if you did enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like on the video, that'd be very much appreciated. If we could hit 10 to 15 likes, as I said, that would be absolutely amazing. Also make sure to subscribe to the channel, as I said at the start of this video. We are looking to hit 750 subscribers as soon as possible, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.